What's up, everyone? John here. So, gonna go through what happened this weekend. Kind of go from there. So, I was training with one trainer for the majority of my prep, and then started working with another trainer. We started working together, I think, around June. Got me in really, really good shape. And then unfortunately, we had a falling out 3 weeks out from this last show over this weekend. And at that point, I'm 3 weeks out without a trainer, and I'm trying to compose myself, right, and not get worried or stressed, which is what you don't want to do. Long story short, I was able to connect with another group. Fantastic. But with me, I'm a little bit more hands-on, especially from the trainer I had before. He was so hands-on. I was sending pictures on a daily basis, sometimes 3-4 times a day, constant communication. So I was just got really used to that kind of level of service. Now I know that that's not normal, no one does that kind of stuff, right? And it's just because the time. We don't have time for that. Just the last trainer, him and I were really, really good friends. Actually, the last two trainers and I were really close. I'm friends for over 10 years, so they really put a lot of time into me. So obviously, when I ventured out and went with the team, I'm starting to realize, oh my gosh, there's nothing like that. And now I'm kind of been spoiled. Long story short, because of what I was accustomed to, you just kind of feel like you're out there, right? Just waiting for a response, waiting. Opposed to do this based on a picture, right? So that's not why I lost, by the way. I lost because I came in fat. I was fat, I was overweight, and now I don't misinterpret the word I just said, okay? Because I still had a low body fat, yes, but for competition, I was not conditioned, and that was my fault. I could have pushed my cardio harder. I probably could have dieted harder. There's a lot of stuff I could have done that I didn't do. And therefore, that was one of the main contributing factors. I was just not in shape. And let's use that. That's a better word. I was not in shape for the show. Placing second at a national show with the amazing talent that was fantastic. However, I was not in shape whatsoever. So, long story short, and what contributed to the finals is that I buy my board shorts from Chula Shorts, and I have probably like 6 pairs, and I had the light blue pair on for the prejudging. Right before I left the hotel to go to finals, I decided to change my shorts to the brand new red pair I got. So I took my number off the blue, put it down, got into my red shorts, put my sweats on, drove off to the hotel. Now, granted that I am about 25 minutes away from the venue. I show up at the venue at 3:35 with the final starting at 4. I get to the elevator, and guess what I don't have on me? My number on my O shoots. That's not what I said, but O shoots. So I had to run back to my car. I'm 25 minutes away one way, and mind you, this is in the middle of Disneyland. Traffic like you wouldn't believe. I'm flying, literally going about 150 miles an hour, zigzagging in and out of traffic. I get to my hotel, I think about 3:45. I get my number, get back on. I've been talking to my boy Adam, and he's trying to calm me down. So everything's going to be okay. Show hasn't started yet. We're good to go. They actually delayed the show 15 minutes. Not going to start before 4:15. I'm flying. I get back. I make it back to the venue at about 4:05. I'm able to get oiled up again, pump up, cool. I was so stressed. My cortisone levels shot through the roof. By the time I hit stage, my abs were completely gone, and you can tell off the picture, I had like literally no abs. And the guy who won, fantastic shape. He's out of Chicago. Aesthetics, everything was great, right? He by far had better abs. I had no abs whatsoever. And considering the fact that I was already not in shape to begin with, right? So that's what happened. Very valuable learning experience about myself, my body, what works, what doesn't work. I wasn't dry enough at all. Being that I had worked with Lennon prior to all this, he knows my body extremely well. And what helps me dry out is time. I can't dry out overnight, So Lennon in the October 15 show was in much better shape, much better condition, although I could have been better conditioned, but I was dry. And that's because we pulled my water Thursday at 3 p.m. And I went no water from 3 p.m. Thursday, no water Friday, no water Saturday up until the show was over. And the only diuretic we took at that point, I took a Diazide 25 milligrams on Friday night, and then one on, I took the Diazide, I think it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night on Friday, and then I took one in the morning, and this is for last month's show. For this show, I still drank a gallon of water. I didn't even siphon my water. I still was drinking a gallon of water on Friday, and I didn't cut the water till about 5 p.m. Versus last show, I was up to a gallon and a half, down to half a gallon on Thursday, no water Thursday at 3. This show, I was drinking a gallon all the way through Friday. We threw in a Diazide, but that's just not enough time for me. Everybody's different, right? So I knew I was just holding a ton of water. My body fat was low, but not low enough. And then holding all that water, I just wasn't. I was lucky I even looked okay on stage, but I also looked like dog shit, right? So, because I'm so used to a lot of hand holding, it's the way I coach too. When I coach my guys, I'm literally at their beck and call 24/7. You text me, you gotta respond. I may go a little bit without responding if I'm tied up, but for the most part, I'm at the beck and call. So, I'm home and I'm trying to figure out what am I gonna do. I started working indirectly with John Jewett for my training protocols, and how to really do the hypertrophy training, how to really tear up the muscle fibers, because everything matters at this stage. And the feedback that I got from Tarek was I needed more upper chest, and I need a lot of detail in my back. So I looked up a trainer, Kash Guidry. I can't pronounce his last name right. And I sent him a message. And I said, I'm currently working with athletes. Because I heard a lot of great things about him. He trains Sadik. He trains Logan Franklin. So he's up there. And messaged me back. We got on the phone. And sure enough, we were literally like a perfect match. And it's funny because when I looked at his profile, the first line on his profile says Jesus first. I thought this is the right dude for me. So I messaged him and I said, you're looking for new athletes. Love your first line in your profile. And we hit it off really, really well. So I sent them all my stuff, all my protocols, meal plan, everything I've been doing up to this point. And he got my meal plan back 4 or 5 hours later. We got my training schedule this morning. I already sent my first round of pictures. So it's literally like a match made in heaven, if you will. Now, how hands-on is he? We'll find out. But so far, he's kept his word and done everything I asked him to do, like on the drop of a dime. So now we're 100% balls to the wall, focused on one day, and that's July 19, Gary Udit show in Pittsburgh, Masters Nationals. There is absolutely no doubt we're going to win that show. No doubt. Not one. Today I did my first session under John training. Now obviously working indirectly under John, I spent hours studying everything. I came out with my week. I did a whole body analysis on myself, took what Tarek had given me for feedback, and started to create my own programming. I've always relied on everyone else doing stuff for me. This time I wanted to learn the intricate detail on how to build a physique. So I came up with my own programming in which Kash was doing it for me too. So when I had my programming done and then I had Kash's programming, they were almost identical movements, rep schemes, the whole thing. So now that I knew how to activate the muscle fibers and get those fibers to really start to fire based on John Jewett's training, is when today my workout was like I've never had before. And things that he has you work on is muscle fatigue. Pay attention to that because there's fine lines, right? And my goal is to be bigger. My goal is to come in harder, drier, leaner, and that's where. So we're gonna come in bigger. We're gonna come in drier. We're gonna come in more conditioned, and Kash is gonna handle all that diet, nutrition. We have 4 months in an off season to build this thing, and then we have 4 months to get ready and prep. There is no question. Without a doubt, I'm probably going to come in at about 205, 210 for this next show. Super shredded. I mean, I'll take even 200 pounds. Super shredded. Super dialed, super conditioned. But I am going to develop and build those body parts, that Terex that I need to do. And aside from that, we're going to come with bigger arms, bigger triceps, more rounded fuller shoulders. We're going to do this thing. I have no doubt that July 19th we're coming home with a pro card. There is no doubt. Because coming off this loss just put a lot of stuff in perspective and the work that it's going to take to get there. And I just needed clarity here. You know, another thing is doing back-to-back shows for me was very challenging. You know, I was so focused on October 15 and then really November 19 was the actual show. But when you do back-to-back shows and you come in, you know, in shape, and then you're trying to stay in shape and build on that shape, it's exhausting. And it was a long prep. You know, I had prepped 16 weeks prior to the October 15 show, then you had another 5 weeks. So I know for me, I can never do back-to-back shows like that. Unless they're back-to-back weekends, I can, but back-to-back shows 3 to 5 weeks apart is too much for me. So that's why if I ever do back-to-back shows, they're going to be back-to-back weekend shows. But for the most part, I probably won't be doing that. It's just, it's too much stress on me. It's too much stress overall. And then when you have a family and you have a business and all the headaches that go with everything, it's just like, it's too much. But anyway, so that's a little bit of the back end story. So I'm super excited to announce that I'm working with Team Kash. I see nothing but great things coming. And I saw what he did with Sadik's physique, what he's done with Logan's physique, and countless of others that he works with. So I'm blessed to be part of the organization, part of his team. Super excited for what he's going to do with me. Like this morning, you know, yesterday we were down 15 pounds, still staying in shape and lean, you know, but I mean, I was just jacked today, and my muscle has been at its all-time high at 99 pounds of muscle. Never had that much muscle in my life. I've always run around between 85 and 90, and I've literally put on 10 pounds of muscle since we started the prep, you know, up and down, but today I finally registered at 99. I'll show you guys in a second. So I was 210, 99 pounds of muscle, 4% body fat. So that's where we're at now with John Jewett. Everything is tracked, everything. So I have, I'm tracking measurements, sleep patterns, stress, how my body's recovering. We're tracking literally every little nick and cranny. There is nothing that we're not tracking. And that's the only way to know that you're going in the right direction. I'm not leaving this next show to chance. I am tracking everything. I have a journal for all my workouts. I have a journal for how much weight I'm pushing. Am I getting stronger? Am I getting weaker? I'm really paying attention to the mind-muscle connection. I'm really paying attention to the activating of the muscle fibers. I'm paying attention to how many reps do I have left from my called rep schemes. Everything is detailed, written down. It's just at another level. And but that is what it's going to take to win. Competing at a local show is nothing. competing at a national, so it's something else. And then at the pro level, forget about it. Those guys are monsters. But that's where I'm at. If you guys stayed this whole video, awesome. Thank you. Click like, subscribe. I'll keep you guys posted because we are. I am going to put you guys through everything so you guys can see what it's like. Because I'm just your average Joe, and I'm not a pro. I'm still trying to get up to the pro ranks. But if you follow me, you'll see what it takes. And you'll see that it's no different than running at a pro level. God bless you guys. Thank you for tuning in.